Hey YouTubers, welcome. This is Kevin Richards from RockTheStageNYC.com. I have a little bit of a head cold today, so I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to show you something that you can do while you have a cold. And maybe you've got a sore throat or something and you don't feel like vocalizing or singing or doing your scales, whatever. And you can actually still do something, practice every day. A great exercise is a breathing exercise. It's called the sustained S. Now what you're doing is you want to take in you're breathing out an S sound like a snake or a leaky tire, like that. But you're doing it in a very controlled manner. And what you're doing is you're learning how to control your diaphragmatic pressure in breathing out. Now, when you breathe in, you want to breathe in. Some people say, like, breathe from the diaphragm. You're not really breathing from the diaphragm. You're breathing with it. It's helping you breathe out. It's helping you control how much air you put out at any given time. Whether it be a little bit, a lot of it, and that's where support comes from. They call support, supporting your breath, supporting your voice. It comes from your diaphragm supporting the pressure of the amount of air you put out. Now, a great way to find out where your diaphragm is do something called a grunt or a caveman. And you just do like, the H sound helps your diaphragm drop. So you, hey, hey, hey. Now you'll feel something below your rib cage descend and your stomach sort of push out. That's your diaphragm moving down and out of the way of your internal organs. So your chest expands. Your diaphragm is, hey, hey, hey. You'll feel that sort of Cookie Monster. Hey, huh, huh, huh. You'll feel something push down and out. That's your diaphragm. That's what you want to do when you breathe in. You want to breathe in and, hold on. Breathe in. From here, well, also when you breathe in, you want to feel here expand out. Now you'll see my fingers here move a little bit when I breathe in. You're feeling here and around the back a little bit, back here. Sort of expand out, as if you're trying to hold your pants up by just expanding your waistline out. That's essentially what you want. You don't want to be like you're blowing out a birthday cake where you go and your shoulders rise. That's bad, because when you raise your shoulders, you're actually physically cutting off the amount of air you can take into your lungs. By breathing down and out, you're taking in as much air as possible. Maximum breath potential is what we're going for here. Now you can, after you sort of breathe and your stomach goes out and your sides expand, you can then sort of take in a little up here. Never this first. This will always be the last thing if you need to feel you need to do it. You can take in a little more in the chest and sort of breathe up here a little bit. But always the stomach out and the sides out first. That's down and out breathing, or low and out breathing. That's what we want. Now what we want to do is, once we take that long, that deep and wide breath, is control how we put it out. Now we do this with the sustained S exercise. Now, a great way to sort of keep track of what you do, and you do this every day, is what you should, is to write it down on a piece of paper and write down days of the month on the left-hand side and write the exercise across the top. And every day write down how many seconds you do it. A great way to keep track of how many seconds you do it is if you have an old analog watch with a ticking second hand, or if you have a digital watch that either gives you the seconds or actually has a stopwatch feature. You can do that. Or you can go to something called the online/stopwatch.com, and they actually have an online stopwatch that you can use right there on the website, or you can download it onto your computer and have it handy. You can put it on a little memory stick and take it with you wherever you go. You can even put it on a iPod video and use it. So they might even have a stopwatch feature on that. I don't know. But anyway, it's good to keep track of your progress each day, and each day try to better yourself by 1 or 2 seconds. Now some days you'll be really in the zone and you'll be really there, and you'll be able to do, say, a lot, and then the next day maybe you'll run short a couple of seconds. That's okay. It'll even itself out in the end. The important thing is learning the application of the airflow, of sustaining it evenly and long. Now, the most you'll ever sustain a note is maybe 20 seconds. in a song, at the end of a song or something. That's the most I think I've ever heard a note really in a song that's applicable. It's maybe 20 seconds or so. So if you can sustain breath for a minute, 20 seconds would be a piece of cake. Now, this is how it should sound. Okay, here's the example of the exercise. Now, I'm going to take in a few really deep and low breaths to help me sort of oxygenate my blood. This is something that like skin divers do, or spear fishermen do, before they have to dive down and hold their breath for a really long time while they spear fish. They'll take a couple of really deep breaths in and sort of get their lungs expanded and oxygenate their blood to help them hold that one long breath. We're not really holding a breath here. We're sustaining one lung for a really long time. But the concept is the same. You want to sort of oxygenate your blood and get yourself prepared. Now, you might feel a little lightheaded doing these deep breaths. That's only because you're just not used to taking in that much air all at once. Don't worry. Your body will adapt after a while doing this, and you won't really get lightheaded anymore. Now, I'm only going to do about 30 seconds or so, just to give you an example of what it should sound like. I'm going to up my recording volume here once it comes up, so you can actually hear how I sound when I do this. All right, give me 0 seconds on the clock, and here we go. And so on. Well, you get the general idea. It's a consistent flow. It's a consistent, sustained sound. You're not sort of spurting or it's a consistent, like a slowly leaking air or a slowly leaking balloon. Excuse me. But that's the general idea. Now, practice it every day. Write down how many seconds you do it each day and try to better yourself. And in no time, you'll be able to do this for a minute, over a minute. I can do it about 90 seconds on a good day. So any note you really, if you want to sing a really long line, you'll have no trouble. You'll never run out of breath singing a lyric. A great exercise called the sustained S. Do it every day. Learn it, live it, love it. Till next time, this is Kevin Richards from rockthestagenyc.com. See ya.